Our leading business by design research looks at business use of design and tries to understand how businesses can really get the most out of it. We've done an awful lot of work in the past looking at the design sector, how invaluable it is to businesses in the UK and what they can really do to get the most out of it. And we've been able to prove that businesses that use design more strategically do perform better. So with this research, we wanted to know a little bit more about how and why. We also wanted to know if this is really true for everybody. So does every business who uses design in a strategic way really get something out of it? We set out to do something quite simple. We put a call out working with a business school to find businesses who wanted to talk to us about this, and we ended up with 12 very different businesses, from really small businesses right up to big names like Barclays, Jaguar Land Rover, Diageo, Virgin Atlantic. We got a real mix, some companies who do use design, and you could tell that by looking at them, other companies where it's really not obviously part of what they do. They all work in very different sectors, and what we did was get time with their senior people. We went to people in finance departments, heads of business transformation, chief executives, people who work in marketing, and people who work in design. And we got some time with them to ask them some very simple questions. Why they believe design makes a difference to their business. A lot of practical information on how they use it. And lastly, what difference they can see it delivering to the bottom line. The three main things that came through from the research were, well, first of all, that really big businesses and really successful businesses are taking design very seriously now. So there seems to be a bit of a trend developing. Companies like Barclays Bank, Diageo are putting people at senior level on their boards, in some cases, with design in their job title and design as their background. So there's something happening about design becoming a really serious business tool. The other aspect that really came through was that all of these businesses, the reason design was helping them grow and helping them make an impact on the bottom line was that it helped them connect with the customers. So it was helping them not just at the end of a process make their product more attractive or bring something to market, but right from the very beginning, understanding their customers' needs and problems and helping them think about how their customers live their lives and what therefore they could offer them, either product or service. Our research gave us some really good stories and examples of big businesses and small businesses that are using design really well. Another thing that it pulled out for us was some good tips that any business can take on board and use. We've pulled these together in the report as 8 recommendations, and I'd recommend anyone to read those. But some of the key things that came through were around the internal processes and systems that you put in place to really get the most out of your design capabilities. So all the businesses we talked to had internal processes, and these were real codified, organised processes where teams work together across the business. Innovation processes, sometimes design processes, they call them different things, but putting in place a recognised process for using design helps manage risk, and it helps businesses raise awareness across the business of how important design is within what they do. And that's something that any business can put in place, and businesses thinking about doing it could come and talk to the businesses we've worked with to find out how they did it. Another insight that came out really strongly was about leadership and the role of leadership in really making design sing for an organisation. All the organisations that were getting the most out of it were able to say that the top leadership really believed in what design could do for their business. And I'm not saying design on its own, but design working really closely with other business functions. And that in those businesses, design had leadership backing, and there was somebody senior in a design role who was able to really champion that within the business and really able to talk business language. Really focused on the bottom line, but able to understand how design could help deliver that. Lastly, I think I'd say, possibly the most important tip for businesses would be find somebody who's done it and done it really well, and maybe just talk to them. So we're bringing people together at a design summit to really talk about how to use design well, how people have done it on the inside of their businesses, what they see it doing for them. And that would be, I think, my possibly overriding piece of advice to businesses who are interested in doing this, is that if it's something scary to engage with, then maybe just talk to someone a bit like you who's done it really well.